reform and then be able to chase the person. So whenever that happens, you would have to get far away from your teammates. That way they're not in trouble. Or it would also kind of have counterplay where, all right, guys, I'm infected, but we have this totem or whatever, this killing thing. Why don't you just come over to me and I'll puke it out and you guys can attack it.
I wonder if you couldn't, like, after you down somebody, then you infect them. If someone comes over and heals them, resurrects them, then you have the option to immediately hop out, and then you've got two people in front of you. There's another way you could do that, because it's trapping someone's incapacitated body. And then obviously you'd have to have some trade-offs, but that could also be cool.
You could do a number of things with it, but the idea is more based around the theme. Like, you could figure out how to balance that later, but the theme just being like, hey, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire bat, I'm gonna bite into you and inject myself into you while I'm biting you, which I just think is a goofy idea.
I think this is also, additionally should be a creepypasta. Like, I think you should actually write. You should write about it. Like, on No Sleep.
Episode of Count Blobula.
If it was a No Sleep story, it would be like, the vampires in my town are a little different, you know.
Yeah, right.
The vampire Blobula, right?
You probably haven't heard of them.
I found a strange set of vampire blob rules.
The last ability, because those two abilities are really good, the last one is kind of like weak to balance it out, I think. But it's basically the Charger Charge from Left 4 Dead, but in the form of like a slide. So you just kind of like pick a direction and you slide straight in that direction, and that's basically the only way you can like formally attack someone, besides just like a basic melee strike. So you kind of have to like really predict where they're going to be at, and you kind of get one shot at it, but it would just be like a goofy animation because the old Blob songs like it creeps and slides and yeah, so it'd just be like a slide.
It creeps and sucks and bloops and doors. Just keeps going like that with random words.
And but it just gets more specific too, of like, and it only will come inside your house when invited inside.
It likes to count rice on the floor. Oh, sorry, again.
May be allergic to garlic, I don't know.
Depends on which direction we go in.
Alright,
that's my idea, Count Blobula. Sorry, your guys' ideas are not going to compare to
yeah,
the greatness
I mean,
that is Count Blobula.
Abysme, did you write anything that in depth?
No, because mine is. I guess I'll just go second. Mine is
Big
taking.
titty goth girlfriend.
No, that's the teen I'm gonna do next.
Wait, what?
The
18.
That's the
18.
Wait.
19.
Let's explore that. Abysme just said that's the teen I'm going to do next. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, 18 or 19 is perfectly legal. So my favorite thing to do in Dead by Daylight is to play Michael Myers, because he has certain abilities and items that allow him to
certain abilities that make me a threat to someone like you. And if you harm my daughter,
you harm Laurie Strode before me. But like, there's a build called Jump Scare Myers, because you can just go around, not invisible, but you have no terror radius. People do not know where you are until you come around the corner, and it's incredibly fun to do. I wish you could just have a character built around that. So for my character, it's just going to be called the Stalker, and it's very obviously going to look like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, whatever. But they'll have cosmetics out the ass of just, insert homage.
A prolapse, in other words.
Oh, sure.
we're gonna
go to this.
Our fall update is just going to be a prolapse of content.
God damn it.
Can't say this is rated T for Tinker. But the idea would be for my character to use the environment, and this can happen on any level. It doesn't have to be specific, but vents, closets, stalls, certain like breakable walls you can come through. The main power is to hide somewhere, and then when someone gets close enough, you can bust out, jump scaring them, and you also have an increase to either damage and or speed. and then you hunt someone down. So it's very much a line weight killer, but you have to make your decisions as to, okay, what part of the map do I want to prioritize? Where do I think they are? And the way you can get information, because maps might be big and complicated, is when you are hiding wherever you are, you have increased like audio and visual cues as to what activity is happening where. And maybe it's just like an echolocation thing. You know, the devs could figure this out, but you get to kind of like scout around and balance how much you're scouting, how much you're trapping, how much you're actually just going in for the kill. But it allows you to basically just work as a jump scare Michael Myers stalker, which is just incredibly fun in Dead by Daylight, and I would love to see that in this game. And like the minute that the team figures out, oh god, it's the stalker, like that changes how they play the game entirely.
The minute the teen
that's what I
figures
would
out
do.
they're being stalked, it's too late. They're the teen Abysme is going to do next.
Oh god, I turned 19 yesterday.
God damn it. I have a certain
And
set
that's
of skills.
And that's really it. Like that's what I want to see in this game. I want to see using the environment in fun, but like kind of high skill ceiling ways.
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Inside joke time is just like Slime Beast is like, I have a certain set of skills that make me very dangerous to toddlers. Cox gun.
Yeah, it's just one skill. It's pulling the trigger, really. I mean, you know.
They're not. I mean, they're going to tumble as soon as you pull out the gun. They're an easy target.
Yep.
It's like shooting toddlers in a barrel.
Yeah, basically. Well, it's not like an 80s board game. Toddlers in a barrel. Toddlers in a barrel. I've got the gun now.
I got the shotgun.
Fuck. Look out, Ron has the sniper rifle. Okay, so...
There is places to hide in the maps for the survivors, for the teams, for the survived teams, if you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the idea of like having a character that could actually utilize those instead of the teams is an interesting one.
You go to hide in a locker.
Boy, I'm sure glad that he's in there and that I'm out here and that he's the stalker and that we're the teams and he's in there and I just remembered the stalker's the sheriff.
Like if the first time you go to like hide in a trash can or something, and that's the one the stalker is in, like that's gonna completely rewrite how you think playing against the stalker. And it's gonna be shit. Where do I hide? Can I hide? And I love games like that.
What if you hide and try to attempt to hide in the same place that the stalker is in? Maybe it's an instant death. It's an instant down.
If you try to jump into a barrel that the stalker is already in, you get the rare achievement Megan is missing. DP doesn't get it.
I'm trying to. That phrase is familiar, but I'm pulling a blank.
Spoilers. If you don't want spoilers for Megan is missing, please skip to this point in the video. Megan is missing is the one where at the end of it the girl is thrown into a barrel with some other dead girl that was like her friend.
It's a movie from the early aughts, or
Yeah,
like
it's like
2010 or something.
It's a misery film, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, on that topic, your character, the misery stalker, great idea. Putting kids in barrels, I like it.
Slime Beast's idea. Stephen King is the character.
Yes. Well, see, here's the thing. I came into this, I didn't realize we were going to be this in-depth, so I came into this thinking, what if you had a killer who's a big, shirtless, like, prisoner, and on his chest he has tattooed, like, a VHS with a circle and a line through it, like he hates VHS tapes? He's a DVD supremacist, okay? He's based on Edward Norton from American History X. And he curb stomps you on videos, you know. But yeah, sorry.
I love how we're learning things about everyone here. Abysme is just like, I love teens. Slime Beast, shirtless prisoner.
God damn it.
Could be men, could be women, as long as they're shirtless in a convict. I'm into it.
So what are, just to clarify for me quickly, because I'm coming up with this on the fly and I literally am. What are the 3 attack types again? One is the ultimate, and one is what?
Well, I think it's just like you have a main attack, which is just swipe with your weapon. You have your special ability, which may have different levels to it, like the Dollmaster definitely does. But with the Ward character, I think it's just like go invisible and then go faster and then come out. And then if you have your Rage Meter built up, I think you just get to make the successful attacks and you have an instant down. That might change, but it's really like, do you have one special power? It doesn't have different levels to it.
Okay, so again, coming up with this on the fly. When I wrote a comic book a while back that never saw the light of day called Dead Media, and in Dead Media, a group of people who are working at like one of the last VHS stores, get a cursed tape in, and when they try to play it, all the movie monsters come out of the videos. So it's very similar to VHS. But what I did was I combined the heroes and the villains into like one creature. So like the character that was like from a Star Wars movie was actually like a Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader hybrid, But they're all spoof characters, but they use multiple, like a hero and a villain, merged into one. So one of the characters I had was called Chum. And Chum was a mixture of like Quint and Jaws. So he was like a fish man who's also a fisherman. Like a fisherman merman, okay?
I have a certain set of skills that make me very deadly to sharks.
Yes, exactly. So my character that I'm coming up with on the fly, I'm going to dig back a little bit, and I'm going to say Chum, the merman, shark man, who's also dressed like a fisherman. Like, if you ever saw I Know What You Did Last Summer, the rain slicker, maybe like a little hook for it. Yeah. Maybe like a little, what do you call it, the bowl hat. But, wading boots and shit like that. Okay, so, being a shark man, I have 3 ideas for special attacks, one of them being like the ultimate attack, the Memento Mori type thing. One would be to like, toss nets, and tossing a net would be not so much catching a player as it would be placing the net like over a doorway, over a window, over a certain place where they come through. So that if somebody goes through there, they get ensnared in the net and slowed down. So it would just be like, throwing like a fishing net over people and, having them suffer a momentary thing where they're like, oh fuck, I can't get away now. That type of thing.
Right.
Alright. Second type of attack I was thinking of would be like, how do you bring water to the maps? The maps aren't underwater, so what do? What about like a blood rain effect? Not with a Y, but with an AI, blood actual rain.
Better idea, but we're just going to have Rain from Blood Rain be a character.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Alright, Leah.
Rain from Blood Rain as a skin for Count Globula.
Yeah, there you go. Count Bubula. So, the downpour of blood rain would be indoors or outdoors, a huge downpour of rain in which the teens and the killer, or whatever the fuck they call it, neither of them can see clearly because there's like the same rain effect applied to both, but the teens are slowed and the killer is fastened, quickened.
That's a cool idea.
Okay.
So, during the rainstorm, that would be, what happens.
You found a way to make vision obscuring abilities in a competitive game like not unbalanced.
Yeah.
You
And-
flashbang them, but you
yeah.
flashbang yourself too.
But yeah, so the thing is that plus the ultimate type thing, like the Memento Mori type thing. I'm not sure if that's going to be special per character or if it's just like for each character you just instantly kill and that's it. But I was thinking if it's special, I was going to call it Land Shark. And Land Shark would be like almost like when the Hulk hulks out, your character would like shark out, become like a walking land shark, where when you Memento Mori somebody, he kills them and he eats the corpse, the typical thing of like a boost of, health or whatever stat, so you get like a little bit like you're feeding off them. I don't know if the werewolf will do something like that because that seems similar, but that type of thing. So I was thinking a Jaws-themed character where it's all explained as to how Jaws would be on land as a killer.
Well, the werewolf, their ultimate ability is they howl really loud, and then the vampires that are nearby are like, oh, now I have to compete for your love. So then the werewolf takes you out for a date and makes hot, passionate love to you while having the exact amount of hair on their body that is sexy but not intrusive.
I see. I got it. Not intrusive. Intrusive hair. Ugh.
Tired of hair on your lover?
But another, sort of a smaller idea is it'd be funny if you had like an actual fishing rod where if you land a hook on a survivor, they can't run farther than that tether from you for the time being.
You could reel them in, but like you're locked in an animation with them. So you
Yeah.
can't do anything else. Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea though. Like, you hit them at a certain distance, and they're just stuck at that level of give Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Right, that level of slack, exactly.
That's a cool idea, because then you could just like kind of go backwards and kind of like take them into a less advantageous position.
Yeah.
You could also follow the line, you know which way they're going. It's like a little
Oh, you can do that too. Yeah.
But I don't know how you would break it, whether it would be like the player physically having to do something to break it, or if it would just be like, if you turn 2 corners, it breaks. You know, like what, I don't know.
Oh, like
Who knows?
in Dead by Daylight, the Deathslinger has a harpoon gun, and it's
I have no idea
if
what
they
that is.
struggle,
Deathslinger, I mean.
well, it's fucking cowboy. If they struggle against it for a certain amount of time, then it breaks. But usually they have a debuff on them after that. But I like the idea of you can choose to reel them in, and then if they fight against it may break, but like you gain that ground, and like that much closer to chase. Or you can just let it go, and then maybe like after they get to a certain distance, it does detach, but the line, the fishing line that's left, you like have a glowing like beeline to where they are, and you can make the choice of, well, they'll probably like I'll find them in a room where they're hiding, I'll find them when they're trying to get healed by their friends, then
Maybe
again.
you get the achievement catch and release.
Imagine if when you, and this is just all stupid speculation, of course, but imagine your chum, the Jaws killer, okay? You hook somebody with your line, okay? Now you're locked standing still.
I'm gonna chunk you in the mouth.
Yeah, there you go. If you decide to, reel them in, you've got to stand still while you're reeling them in. And as the person moves left and right, even though your character, Chump, the killer, is standing still, you have to use your directional keys to match which way the player is moving in order to reel them in, like when you're trying to get a fish in. Like you're trying to actually move the rod back and forth to try to make sure they stay hooked.
I mean, I love the idea of having a fishing minigame.
Yeah.
What the killer has to do. It's so fun.
Oh,
Like
he's going to the
Bass
left. Oh, he cut right. Oh, God. I lost him. But yeah, anyway.
It's a wily one.
Just fucking spits out fishing puns all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. You're
I'm
going
coming
into
to
Davy
get ya.
Jones's trash can. I don't know what. Fucking.
I'm gonna stuff you in Davy Jones' locker. Oh, too close to home.
I'm gonna mount you on my mantle.
You best start to leave it in land sharks.
You're in one?
I'm in one. I mean, I am one.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm gonna kill you. It doesn't matter.
Yarmy Booty. There we go.
Great beard, the pirate here. Beard.
Yeah. That should be the killer.
Well, that'll be a skit. That'll be a
What cosmetics are you wearing, teen? A rainbow flag, eh? Hellbent Entertainment, Bellender, whatever your name is. It's a reference you guys don't get. It's a reference you don't get.
But still do hire Rasan as design
Consultant.
Yeah.
But just give us beta key.
I did sign up. Please let me have the baby. That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to hire us consultants, just contact me. I'll accept payment for all 3 of us, and I'll bid you that.
If you enjoyed that, check out our weekly podcast, the Fear Fiction Podcast, where we read and critique short, scary stories, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while we do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies, the subtle postmodern narratives, and everything in between, we read it and critique, and give our thoughts and feedbacks, and throw little sketches in there. It's a great, wonderful time. Please subscribe here on YouTube every week. Consistent boys, that's what we are.
Get ready for the next battle.
Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Round three. Fight.
That didn't land, brother! Tekken is so wonky, dude. Whatever.
Get ready for the next battle.
Wonky as Tekken.
Round one. Fight.
Wow. You got tricks. Good stuff, Bran.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Ei Hachimishima.